Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or whatever time it is you'll be watching this video. And today I'm talking about how land banking investment turns ordinary people into millionaires without even buying a house. I already made a post on Instagram Reels about, I gave a case study, a real life case study, but I'm going to change the name of the investor. So let's say his name is Onyekachi. Now this is a true life case study. He bought plots of land in Osapa, London. This was in the early 90s, and he built on one of the plots back then and he just left the other one. Fast forward to 2020, he sold one of the plots for 50 million naira. As we all know, the Lekki axis was sandfield, and Lekki was more of swamp before, and it was now sandfield, and people started building houses. But most of the houses that were built during the late 80s and early 90s, fast forward to the early year 2000 to year 2018, 2019, 2020, most of the houses were already being flooded because the houses were like being submerged to the ground. Now, Mr. Onyekachi that bought and built long time ago needed to renovate and rebuild his house, and good thing he bought two plots at 3,000 naira. Would you believe that? 3,000 naira. My father also had the opportunity to purchase land in Osaka, London, but he did not see the need to buy in such an area. It was swampy, it was bushy, it didn't look like something that would yield huge returns in the nearest future. But thank God he bought two plots. He was able to sell one plot for 50 million naira. I'm talking about the year 2020. This was almost 5 years ago. And he used part of the money to rebuild his house. He built a mansion and he still had change. So this is how this land banking investment was able to make Mr. Onyekachi a proud retiree, if that's the right word, a proud retiree in his old age, building a mansion, living like a king, and having some more money to flex. Now, let us go into what land banking really is. It is simple. As the name implies, land banking is a form of investment where you bank your funds on land. You buy land and wait for it to appreciate. That is land banking in simple terms. Now I'm going to go ahead and talk about how it works in Nigeria, as well as how it works in other parts of the world. The way it works in Nigeria is how it works in other parts of the world. Just the way you buy shares, you invest in mutual funds, it is the same way you invest in real estate. But the good thing about real estate is that real estate does not move. It does not go up and come down. It keeps going up. When you buy, stocks can fluctuate. It can go up, it can come down. Do you get? And you cannot compare the appreciation to real estate investments. Land is finite. It doesn't expand, it doesn't disappear. 500 square meter of land today will still be 500 square meter 600 years from now. It does not shrink, neither does it expand to anywhere. What is your excuse from land banking investment? Tell me why you have refused to secure your bright future with real estate investment. Let me know in the comment section. Now, I'm going to talk about the mistakes that land bankers make. People that are new to land banking investment. And one mistake would be going with the wrong consultant. See, going with someone who has industry knowledge is an experience would go a long way for your investment. It is your hard-earned money. It is not something you do out of emotions. You don't use your brother or your sister because you just want to help them while they do not even know what they are doing. Choose your realtor wisely while going into land banking investment, especially if you are a newbie and you're just starting out. You need to go with people that know what they are doing. When you go with someone who knows what they are doing, who has industry knowledge, you are able to make informed decisions. You are able to invest in places with high growth potential. You are able to invest with lands that have good title, or land that do not have any form of encumbrance. Land that you will not buy today and cry tomorrow. And one of the important things is starting smart. We know that most times when we are venturing into something new, we tend to make a lot of mistakes and then we get better at it. As we go further, there is still a way to minimize your mistakes from this level to this level. And one of the ways you can minimize your risk and the errors you are going to make is by choosing a realtor. Like I said before, choose a realtor with industry knowledge and experience. This would help you a great deal. Number 2 is your location. Choosing a location to invest in. Choosing a location can be tricky, but when you get information, you are able to make the right decisions. And when I say choosing location, it doesn't always mean that because it is very cheap. Some offers are too good to be true. Because it is too cheap or too good to be true, you rush and go and buy, not minding any other thing that might be wrong with that property. And I'm going to give a good example. It doesn't always boil down to investing in high growth areas with high potential for growth and appreciation. I'm going to give a very good example. I talked about Mr. Onyekachi buying land for 3,000 naira per plot in the early 90s in Osapa London, which is still within Lekki. There is still another part of Lekki that people bought land. If you are familiar with the Jakonde demolition story, now those people that lived in Jakonde were the Maroko settlement people, and some people still came in the early 90s to buy units of apartments from the the Maroko community indigenes who were settled units of apartments in Jakonde estate. They saw it as a good investment opportunity and they bought units there with the hope that that location was going to boom. Lekki boomed. The appreciation happening in Lekki did not affect Jakonde positively because Jakonde later became more like a shanty town. Every Tom, Dick and Harry came there to settle, building attachments, and it gradually became a slum and desirable while in the midst of affluence. And when the demolition came, they said government has come. After years, people waited for years for government to come and develop Jakonde so that their investment can actually make sense and appreciate. But this is what happened. When government came, demolished, the compensation was way below the value of property in that area. Even those who got compensation by property, like they compensated them with about, I think, 2-bedroom apartments somewhere in Sogotedo, cannot compare the value of houses in Sogotedo to houses in Lekki. So we can now see how even in the midst of a high growth, high income location, some people's investments still suffered low appreciation. That is why we say cast your bread upon many waters because you do not know the one that will yield the most. So while you are investing in Lekki phase 1, you should be investing in Ikate. So while you are also investing in Ibeju Lekki, you should be investing in Ekpe, you should be investing in Ijebu Ode, you should be investing in Ibadan, you should be investing in Monia, you should be investing in all these other high growth area, locations with high potential for growth. Invest in all these locations. Real estate is a game of numbers. The more you invest, the more likely you are to make the most in the later future. Okay, now I talked about location. Now we're going to talk about from location. Now you're talking about paperwork. I mentioned location before paperwork because you need to have a desirable location to invest in, and then you go ahead to verify the location and check everything and make sure that everything ticks the box. The title, the paperwork, who you are buying from. Are you buying from community? Are you buying from a family? Are you buying from a real estate company? What are the documents that you'll be getting from this property? And no matter the documents you are getting from your investment, be it freehold, gazette, CFO, governor's consent, government allocation, please go ahead to perfect the title in your name. Perfect the title. I have a lot of cases, investors buying land here and there, but they do not do their due diligence. How do you spend millions of naira investing in a property and you fail to perfect the title. It seems like we are eager to buy the properties, but we are not eager to secure these properties for our future's sake. Please go ahead, do your due diligence and perfect the title of that property to your name, whatever name that you want to be on the documents of that property. Now, people think that they need to be rich to do land banking investments. Honestly, you do not need to be rich. All you need is to be wise early enough. Be wise early enough and know what it takes for you to start land banking investments. And it is so good now that you can have payment plans for you. Sometimes you can even pay up to 12 months on your land banking investment. There are a lot of opportunities around you where you can secure your investment. Land banking is not a hype. There is nothing hype about land banking. Most times when people see you buying bushes, they think that you don't know what you are doing with that you have money that you don't know what to do with it. But you know that what you see on that bush and land with bushes and trees is a land flowing with milk and honey. Because you know that if I buy this land 5 million naira today, in 10 years time I will be selling this land for 50 million or even 100 million, depending on the kind of development and infrastructure that comes into that location. So yes, there is nothing about vibes. There is no vibes in buying bushes now, but the vibes in the future is mind-blowing. It's sweet. So if you are already into land banking investments and you are in the market looking for more locations where you can invest your funds, hit me up, call me. My number is showing right on your screen. And if you are just getting started, you have started and you are just getting started, or you've not even started at all and you're looking for a way to start land banking investments, my number is right on the screen. The link to chat with me on WhatsApp is right in the comments and in the description bar below. Call my number so that we can start securing the bag together. Secure your future, both for yourself, for your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and so on and so forth. And if you've watched this video up until now and you have not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. Thank you for subscribing. Keep your eyes open on this channel for more real estate investment deals that I'll be bringing to you on this space. Until I come your way again, my name remains Chioma Odumuko for Oma Land Realty Limited. Bye for now.